Hello again, and welcome to another Sally's Story and Song Time. I've got my little friends with me here today, and I'm going to start with a hello song that I'm sure you will know. I'm sure you've heard it before, so let's sing hello and wave at me and say hello to me. Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, it's good to see you too. Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, it's good to see you too. Good singing. Hi, welcome to another song and story time. This week I am going to do songs and stories all about Winnie the Pooh, because I very much like Winnie the Pooh, and I've got Winnie the Pooh and some of his friends here to say hello to you. So here's Winnie the Pooh. Hello. There's Winnie. Winnie the Pooh is going to sit there. Up there. And then I've got, do you know who this is? This is Eeyore. Eeyore's got little sticky furry paws. There's Eeyore. Say hello, Eeyore. Hi. There's Eeyore. Going to sit next to Winnie the Pooh. Oh, don't fall off. Now this one is a bit of a funny one, because this one actually is Piglet. Can you see it's Piglet? But he's dressed up as if he's Tigger. That's a really funny one. So there's Piglet. But he's got a costume on, a onesie. So he's pretending to be Tigger. But I have got a naughty puppy dog called Maisie. And can you see what Maisie has done to poor Piglet's ear? She's chewed it, hasn't she? So poor Piglet has only got one ear. Now, Christopher Robin is the little boy who has all these little pets, all these little pet animals live with Christopher Robin. There's Winnie the Pooh, there's Eeyore, there's Piglet and Tigger, and lots of other friends. And I have got lots and lots of stories about Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin, you can see there. And also some songs. Now this is a song. Oh, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough today. One moment. Little drink of water. This song is about the time when Christopher Robin was taken to Buckingham Palace. The changing of the guard, and you might know it, so I'm going to sing you Buckingham Palace. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. Alice is marrying one of the guard. A soldier's life is terrible hard, says Alice. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. We saw a guard in a sentry box. One of the soldiers looks after their socks, says Alice. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. We looked for the king, but he never came. Well, God take care of him all the same, says Alice. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. They have great big parties in the grounds. I wouldn't be king for £100, says Alice. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. A face looked out, but it wasn't the king's. He's much too busy signing things, said Alice. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. Do you think the king knows all about me? Sure to, dear, but it's time for tea, says Alice. There. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. And let me show you the pictures. It's a very big book. I had to just put it up here. So there's a picture of Buckingham Palace. And can you see, there are the soldiers guarding the palace. And there's Christopher Robin with his nanny there. And there is a picture of Christopher Robin saluting one of the guards. Have you ever been to Buckingham Palace? It's in London. I wonder if you've ever been to London. So I've sung They're Changing Guard at Buckingham Palace, and now I'm going to find the right page. I'm going to read you, if I can find it, a bit of a story about Winnie the Pooh and his friends from this book, and it's called Winnie the Pooh Invents a New Game. And when I turn the page, I'll show you the picture. Winnie the Pooh and his friends live in a 100-acre wood in the forest. By the time it came to the edge of the forest, the stream had grown up so that it was almost a river. And being grown up, it did not run and jump and sparkle along as it used to when it was younger, but it moved more slowly. For it knew now where it was going, and it said to himself, "There is no hurry. We shall get there some day." But all the little streams higher up in the forest went this way and that way, quickly and eagerly, having so much to find out before it was too late. There was a broad track, almost as broad as a road, leading from the outland to the forest. But before it could come to the forest, it had to cross the river. So where it crossed the river, there was a wooden bridge, almost as broad as a road, with wooden rails on each side of it. Christopher Robin could just get his chin up on the top rail if he wanted to, but it was much more fun to stand on the bottom rail so that he could lean right over and watch the river slipping slowly away beneath him. Pooh could get his chin onto the bottom rail if he wanted to, but he thought it was much more fun to lie down and get his head under it and watch the river slipping slowly away beneath him. And this was the only way in which Piglet and Baby Roo could watch the river at all, because they were too small even to reach the bottom rail. So they would lie down and watch the river as it slipped away very slowly, being in no hurry to get there. One day, when Winnie the Pooh was walking towards this bridge, he was trying to make up a piece of poetry about fir cones, because there they were, lying about on each side of him, and he felt a little bit singy. So he picked up a fir cone, and he looked at it, and he said to himself, "This is a very good fir cone, and something ought to rhyme with it." But he couldn't think of anything. But then suddenly this came into his head. Here is a mystery about a little fir tree. Owl says it's his tree, and Kanga says it's her tree. Which doesn't make sense, said Pooh to himself, because Kanga doesn't live in a tree. He had just come to the bridge, the wooden bridge with the rail, and not looking where he was going, he tripped over something, and the little fir cone jerked out of his paw and fell into the river. "Bother," said Pooh, as the fir cone floated slowly under the bridge, and he went back to get another fir cone which had a rhyme to it. But then he thought he would just look at the river instead, because it was a peaceful sort of day. So he lay down and looked at it, and the river slipped slowly away beneath him. And suddenly there was his fir cone too. "That's funny," said Pooh. "I dropped the fir cone on the other side of the bridge, and it came out on this side. I wonder if it would do it again." And he went back for some more fir cones. It did. It kept on doing it. Then he dropped in 2 fir cones and leant over the bridge to see which of them would come out first. And one of them did. But as they were both the same size, he didn't know if it was the one he wanted to win or the other one. So the next time he dropped one in, a big one and a little one. And the big one came out first, which is what he thought it would do. And the little one came out last, which is what he'd also thought it would do. So he had kind of won twice. And when he went home for tea, he had won 36 and lost 28, which meant that he was, that he had, well, if you take 28 from 36, well, that's what he was, instead of the other way round. And that was the beginning of a game called Pooh Sticks, which Pooh invented and which he and his friends used to play on the edge of the forest. But they played with sticks instead of fir cones because they were easier to mark. Now one day, Pooh and Piglet and Rabbit and Roo were all playing Pooh Sticks together. Now I can show you the picture. Now I've turned the page. Can you see? There's Winnie the Pooh, and there's Rabbit, and there's a very, very tiny Roo and Piglet all leaning over the bottom rail of the bridge. And they're dropping their sticks into the river. And then they will race to the other side to see whose stick comes out first. I bet most of you have played Pooh Sticks. I love playing Pooh Sticks. Whenever I find a bridge, I can't help but find a stick and drop it in and see how quickly it comes out the other side. Next time you go to a river or a stream and there's a bridge, you must play Pooh Sticks. So this particular day, Pooh and Piglet and Rabbit and Roo were all playing Pooh Sticks together. They had dropped their sticks in when Rabbit said, "Go!" And they all hurried across to the other side of the bridge, and now they were all leaning over the edge, waiting to see whose stick would come out first. But they were a very long time coming, because the river was very lazy that day, and it hardly seemed to mind if it didn't ever get anywhere at all. "I can see my stick," cried Roo. "Oh, no, I can't, it's something else. Can you see yours, Piglet? I thought I could see my stick, but I couldn't. Oh, there it is. Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, can you see yours, Pooh?" Roo gets very excited. No," said Pooh. "Oh, I expect my stick's stuck," said Roo. "Rabbit, my stick's stuck. Is your stick stuck, Piglet?" "They always take longer than you think," said Rabbit. "Oh, how long do you think they'll take?" asked Roo. "I can see your stick, Piglet," said Pooh suddenly. "Mine's a sort of greyish one," said Piglet, not daring to lean too far over in case he fell in the river. "Yes, that's what I can see. It's coming over to my side." Rabbit leant over further than ever, looking for his stick, and Roo wriggled up and down, calling, "Come out, stick! Come on, stick! Stick, stick! Come on, stick!" And Piglet got very excited because his was the only one which had been seen, and that meant that he was winning. "It's coming out," said Pooh. "You sure it's mine?" squeaked Piglet excitedly. "Yes, because it's grey. A big grey one. Here it comes. A very big grey..." "Oh, no, it isn't your stick. It's Eeyore." And out floated Eeyore, floating down the river. "Eeyore!" cried everybody. Looking very calm, very dignified, with his legs in the air, came Eeyore floating out under the bridge. "Oh, it's Eeyore!" cried Roo, very excited. "Is that so?" said Eeyore, getting caught up by a little eddy and turning round slowly 3 times. "I wondered." "I didn't know you were playing," cried Roo. "I'm not," said Eeyore. "Eeyore, what are you doing there?" asked Rabbit. I'll give you 3 guesses, Rabbit," said Eeyore. "Digging holes in the ground?" Wrong. Leaping from branch to branch of a young oak tree? Wrong. Waiting for somebody to help to get me out of the river? Right. Give Rabbit time and he'll always get the answer. But Eeyore, said Pooh in distress, what could we, how shall we? Do you think if we... Yes, said Eeyore, one of those would be just the thing. Thank you, Pooh. Oh, he's going round and round, said Roo, much impressed. And why not? Said Eeyore coldly. Oh, I can swim too, said Roo proudly. Not round and round, said Eeyore. It's much more difficult. I didn't want to come swimming at all today, he went on, revolving slowly. But if, when in, I decide to practice a slight circular movement from left to right, or perhaps I should say from left to right, from right to left, as he started spinning the other way, then it happens to occur to me it's nobody's business but my own. There was a moment's silence while everybody thought about this. I've got a sort of idea, said Pooh at last, but I don't suppose it's a very good one. I don't suppose it is either, said Eeyore. I wonder if they're going to be able to rescue Eeyore from the river. I haven't got time to read the whole story, but I thought that I would read you that bit of the story because it introduces you to the character of Winnie the Pooh and his friends, and I think that you will have all played Pooh Sticks, and if you haven't, you're going to go and play Pooh Sticks next time you go out. And another time I'll read you about how they managed to get Eeyore out of the river. And here's Eeyore, look. Eeyore, floating down the river. Poor Eeyore. I wonder if we're ever going to rescue him and get him out of the river. Now, there's a song in this book. Let me open the right page. I've nearly got it. Here we go. And there's a picture to go with this song. Can you see? It's some stairs. And Christopher Robin is sitting exactly halfway up or halfway down the stairs. And can you see Winnie the Pooh and all the other toys at the top of the stairs waiting? Well, halfway down the stairs is a stair where Christopher Robin often sits. And this is a song that I quite often sing to my grandchildren when I'm putting them to bed, like a little lullaby. And when I sing them this song, it helps them go to sleep. So I'm going to sing it for you now, and it's for Winnie the Pooh and all his friends, and it's for Tabby and Sam and Marnie and Tess and anybody else who just feels like closing their eyes and just having a little sleep while I sing you halfway down the stairs. Halfway down the stairs is a stair where I sit. There isn't any other stair quite like it. It's not at the bottom, it's not at the top. So this is the stair where I always stop. Halfway up the stairs isn't up, isn't down. It isn't in the nursery, it isn't in the town. All kinds of funny thoughts run round my head. It isn't really anywhere, it's somewhere else instead. Halfway down the stairs is a stair where I sit. There isn't any other stair quite like it. It's not at the bottom, it's not at the top. So this is the stair where I always stop. I think they've all gone to sleep. I think I've sung them to sleep. I have to be really quiet. So I hope you've enjoyed today's song and story time, with songs and stories all from the book about Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh. It's been really lovely to share those songs and that story with you because I love them so much. So until next time, until I come back, I'll sing the goodbye song and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you for listening today. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm glad you came today. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm glad you came today. We've had a story and some songs, I'm glad you came to sing along. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm glad you came today. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.